Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, keeping with the festive theme as it's December. So in today's video, I'm going to be psychoanalyzing and talking about the latest events regarding Harry and his court case and some other things that I've picked up in the media. So if you want to come along this journey with me where I use my years of experience in being a psychotherapist in psychoanalyzing in this particular channel of the royal family, mainly Harry and Meghan, where I talk about narcissistic personality disorder, I talk about various other things that I believe that they are showcasing right now in the hopes that you can understand maybe things that are happening in your life or people around you. I think that, if we are more well informed, then that can help us be better versions of ourselves and also help us understand other people and their behaviour. That being said, you should know what to do by now. Grab your drink of choice and drop it in the comments what you are sitting back, relaxing with and enjoying this video with today. With me, as always, I have my cherries and berries. As you know, I love this. And I'm also being a bit naughty. It is Christmas after all, well, practically, almost. And I am enjoying, which somebody sent me, and I have to say, these are a guilty pleasure. Milk duds. I won't eat them while I'm doing the camera, but they are a guilty pleasure of mine. I love them. And we have a very similar thing here in the UK, which is they're called poppets, toffee poppets. And but there's just something about milk duds. I just love them. So yes. But yeah. So if you want to add a little something to that drink of choice, because it's December, or as the flag says behind me, and yeah, let me just jump down. Yeah, you got it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. So grab your drink and let's dive right in. So, Harry. I just want a minute, or maybe half hour, where they're just not doing something between them. I swear they're tag teaming behind the scenes. It's like, right, Meghan, your turn, go. Harry, your turn, go. Because it just never lets up, does it? And they just are incapable of reading the room. Or, in what I possibly think, is they just genuinely don't care enough to stop what they're doing. Because I think behind the scenes, they actually do believe that what they're doing is justified. So at the moment, we've got Harry's court case going on, and this is because Harry wants security. Nothing new. He's been banging on about this for quite a while. So somebody has just decided to jump up. This is Tazzy. My Garfield. Tazzy. I've had him for bum in my face, tail in my face. I've had him for 10 years. And all he does is rub himself against things. It's like a perverted cat. Just rubs himself against everything. Don't you? You, don't you? So, Harry. Fluff, fur. Yeah, he's just literally sitting here now, rubbing himself against my desk. And I know they do it to rub their scent, but he does it to everything. It's like he can't, and he dribbles, which I also know is a sign of love, but he loves me long time, a lot. And he dribbles everywhere. Yeah, hello. See, look, he's just literally rubbing himself against my chair. He cannot go into anything without rubbing himself. Can you? Huh? Yes. You rub yourself against mummy too. Are you joining in? Are you joining in? So yes, so Harry. I mean, I've often said that Harry isn't the brightest spark in the book. But this thing with his hang on one second, I'm going to have to put him down because he's now doing that padding thing and his claws are really sharp. So yeah, so let me start again. So as most of you know, Harry is in court at the moment in regards to this court case for security. And I have said before that everything that they do is with an agenda. And I'm certainly of the type of person that I wouldn't say I'm necessarily someone that goes into conspiracy theories, but I do look at everything that's going on. I don't just take something and read it on social media, read it in the mainstream media or wherever it is and just go, oh yeah, well, that must be true. I look at what is kind of going on, and then I look at sort of what other people are kind of saying, and then I come to my own conclusion. And sometimes that has evidence attached to it, or sometimes I trust my instincts, I trust my gut feeling on something. And a lot of the time when we see some of the things in the media, we probably often will say, how is this front page news? Why on earth is that even there? Like, for example, the recent one with Meghan doing a walkabout. Well, how is that front page news? Well, the reason why I feel that some of that is front page news is firstly because it's clickbait, because people do click on, even if it's to click off again. The fact is you've still clicked on to look at it. But also because there are other things going on behind the scenes. And that's not even necessarily to do with Harry and Meghan or the royal family. But the mainstream media know that they are the ones that draw that attention. But what they're doing is, like I've often said with things, is when one hand is doing this, the other hand is doing this. And I think that is also what is also going on behind how many times can I say also in one sentence? And I do feel that they use a lot of the time to deflect from something else that's going on. Now we've seen, hang on one second, my cats are up to someone else has come to say hello. Say hello. Yay! That's Arthur. Arthur. You do Arthur. Oh, my lovely boy. My lovely boy. Jump down. So yeah, they were playing. So I've got a lot of distractions here today. And I do think this happens a lot. I think the mainstream media, when there are possibly even underhand things going, like things are happening, they don't want us to, they don't want to raise too much awareness due to the fact that I'm guessing that it's probably something nefarious. And it was brought to my attention in regards to, somebody sent me an email in regards to the European Freedoms of Communication Act, I think. And there is something that's going on around this. Now, you'd be forgiven for thinking that, okay, is this such a bad thing? You know, clamping down on some of the things that people are doing and saying on these very large platforms, you know, creating more safety in regards to perhaps spyware, etc., that's being used across these global platforms. But when you've got the likes of Meghan and Harry, who have been campaigning for censorship in a way of people, the way they communicate online, the way the media communicates, it feels to me that something quite nefarious is going on. And especially given the fact that they're not talking about this very publicly. And I'm not talking just about Harry and Meghan here. I'm talking about in the mainstream media. Nothing is really being said about this. If they wanted this to be everywhere, if they wanted people to get on board and be like, you know what, this is not a bad thing, creating safety, etc., Why are we not seeing this everywhere? I mean, yes, it does get reported on, but it never gets circulated in the same way that we see the ridiculous things that come up, like even when it's to do with pop stars or famous people or Harry and Meghan even, or whatever it is, you know, which is everywhere. Things that we're not really that interesting, but we're seeing it everywhere. And I think that it's very possible, especially in the media and the way that the people who are running the media, you know, there are people that are above that are running. And I've got to be very careful what I say here, because obviously I don't want to get targeted. So I will put some things up here, but I do think this is also what's happening. But what I find ironic is that you have two people, Harry and Meghan, who have been fundamental in plastering disinformation everywhere, who have come on television and lied in various platforms, and now Harry is kind of coming out crying victim again with saying that he feels unsafe, and we've got this new thing where he's saying that he feels let me just say this correct, because even I had to kind of go say what now. He feels unsafe. How could he possibly come to the UK with his children and Meghan, and they just don't feel safe? Anything could happen. And not only that, he was forced out of the UK for this very reason. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm the most intelligent person on the planet, but didn't he say that they left because they were hounded by the media at one point? Hasn't Harry often said that he doesn't like being in the fishbowl of the royal family? But now he feels that unsafe that both him, Meghan, and two children can't possibly come to the UK because they feel so unsafe. Let's look at that, because we have the King and Queen walking around doing things, not always with police security. We have the future heirs to the throne walking around, the future heir and his wife and their children going to school, taking the children to school runs. The Princess of Wales is seen often out and about without police security. And yet, funny, nothing seems to ever happen. We've had Harry come to the UK with various court cases. He's come to the UK when it was and what's interesting is the media then point out the last time that Harry and Meghan were in the UK was when it was the Jubilee with the children. Yeah, they weren't here with the children. Let's be honest here. They were not here celebrating Lily Buck's first birthday at Frogmore. They weren't here with the children. They were not. And they were not on the flight manifest. Nobody has seen them. So this whole thing, but even if that was the case, so how is it okay that you can bring them for that, even though they weren't here, but you can say that they were here for that, but yet they feel unsafe? Make that make sense. When you've got, like I say, the future kings of England walking around, Prince William and George, and you've got the royal family walking around, and there's, you know, I'm not saying there's not been things maybe that we don't hear about. I'm sure there might be, but then you've also got to look at the fact that the only person who has, in a sense, created himself and his, say, whatever way they're pretending that they've got this family, to be unsafe is Harry himself. When he puts things in his book that he's unalived, is it 25 or 20 Taliban? And I've been sent this as well, and I'm going to put this up there. I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube, but I will put this up here as well. And this is from a German newspaper, I believe, or a magazine. And Harry is not very favourable in the eyes of the Taliban, and quite rightly so. I mean, not that I agree. Harry is not very well liked by the sounds of it, and as much as I do not condone this type of thing, threatening anybody, and I think that, and I do respect the fact that it's worrying, but why would you not think about that when you put something like that in your book? Why would the person who is apparently ghostwriting this not flag this up before this was gone in the book? You cannot tell me that people did not read this book, Meghan, because we know that she was part of writing it. Why would you not look at that and go, you can't put that in? But he did. And did he think about his family then when he's, not just his immediate family, but the rest of everybody, the people, not only that, the American people, he's putting people at risk by saying the things that he said. But Harry doesn't care about other people. He doesn't care about the fact that, he wants security, but it's not just any security. He wants police protection. And if he can't have that for free, he's happy to pay for it, even though the police aren't for sale. Well, remind me, what's different between that and hiring your own security? If you say that you can pay for police protection, why not find, there are plenty of, I'm sure, ex-military, even ex-police that go on to do security work. Why not find people in that are actually doing this for a job and employ them? He has people that are security, but the difference is he doesn't want to pay for it. Harry wants it for free. He feels entitled to have it, and it's his birthright because of who he was born, because of where he was born into, being a prince of the royal family. However, like many people have pointed out, the royal family do not go everywhere with police protection. When it is a royal event, a state event, yes, they do. But if Harry is included in said state event, he also gets police protection. He doesn't just get police protection because he decides to rock up to the UK to take somebody to court. If Harry and Meghan and their children are in a state event, they would get police protection. That's standard. Harry just feels that he's entitled. And I have said this before. This is not Harry just because he's married to Meghan. Harry, I feel, has always been this way. I feel that he has always been this entitled. Do I think that he's complained about leaving the royal family? Yes, I do. There has been times when there's the interview where he said he hated the UK. He loves all the good stuff that comes with being part of the royal family. He loves the money side of it. He loves the adulation and the fame, and it opens those doors that perhaps you wouldn't necessarily have opened, which, if you were just a Joe Average Blocks, well, you wouldn't have them opened. He loves all of that. Being part of the royal family has afforded him a luxury that only most of us could dream about, or maybe some of us if we don't want that type of thing. But Harry, he complains and moans about the very thing that has opened a door enough for him to go to court to complain about security. You are part of the royal family because you were born into it, yes. But you chose to walk away from your responsibility And that is also your right to do so. But what you don't or should not get to do is utilize the great things of being part of the royal family, the money, opening foundations which are questionable, working an hour a week pretending to be philanthropic, being able to go wherever you want, do whatever you want, go on private jets, have the rich and famous cater to you because you are part of the royal family. But you don't get to not do the other side of it, which is what's happening at the minute. Harry gets to enjoy using the titles that he was gifted by the Queen, even though he's been here for all of 5 hours. He doesn't live in this country anymore. He lives in the United States. He gets to go on private jets. He gets the use of millions of dollars. Whether or not he's blown most of that, well, that's up to him. Gets the use of signing with Netflix and Spotify. Okay, they may have blown that, but again, that's on them. But all of these are a privilege because he is part of the royal family. The family that he has blamed, moaned, criticised, whatever it is all of these things have been afforded to him because of this family. But yet he doesn't have to work for anything. Now, I don't know about you, but in today's climate, this does make me sick. He is so self-entitled, self-involved, and actually believes that he is owed police security for doing what? Nothing. Because at the end of the day, like I've said, if he was going to a state event, which is to do with the royal family, he gets police protection. Fair enough. But he does not need to have police protection if he just strolls up somewhere. I'm not being funny. Celebrities everywhere who have security don't have police protection. Now, police turn up if there's a big event and it needs to be controlled. The police turn up. Like you see here, Harry's turned up to the court case. There are police outside. And those police, if there was a problem, they protect everyone. Not just Harry. Harry's not the most important person, even though he likes to believe he is. All human life is important. The police are there to protect, well, human life, not just Harry's. That's what his personal security is for. His personal security that he pays for is to protect him, which is what all celebrities have if they go and they travel and they choose to take security. The security is paid to protect them. That's their job. They put their life on the line to protect the person that they are hired to do so. Harry is no different because he is no longer a working royal. I don't see the problem. You've got money, Harry. Pay for your own security. But I think the problem is that Harry's money's running out. There are no new ventures coming in. Meghan has probably spent most of it. And that's what Merchywell is for. Let's be honest, because, you know, they had all this money, 2 massive donors putting in, is it a few million? And yet, was it 400 and something thousand went to charitable causes? Where's the rest of it? Merchywell is where which is what funds their lifestyle. And what I probably imagine is it's running a bit sparse. So they're starting to panic, and Harry's kind of like, you know what, we're paying a lot for security. If I can get this police protection, then, and whether or not he thinks that that's also going to happen in the States, whether he believes that if he has police protection over here, then is that going to happen over there? Is that the next thing? But like I said, all these things that are kind of going on, it does make you wonder what's going on behind the scenes. And we do know that Harry has been desperately trying to censor people. But not only that, we have now the fact that Omid Scobie has come out, that he actually contacted the Cult Squad to help push his book. He's literally asked people who bully to help push his book, which has failed, by the way, because it has actually sold the worst amount of copies ever. It's probably going to be in the bargain bin before long. It's not done well at all, and not sold as many copies as what I guess, you know, he hoped with all of his, oh, let's release the royal names, you know, oh, but I didn't. Harry and Meghan are at the top tier of all of this. They're above, where they're using Omid Scobie to keep on with their lies and their bullying. Omid Scobie is then celebrating this by promoting the cult squad to push that. And yet here he is in the UK. I'm sorry, I just feel angry. Here he is in the UK saying he wants police protection. For what? And you know what? To be honest, the amount of times he has, in a sense, bullied other people by doing what he's doing. How dare he ask for protection? How dare he? Because where is the protection for all of us? The people out here, in a way, on the front lines, fighting for the royal family, fighting to stand by them, fighting to say, hang on a minute, leave them alone. They're not doing anything wrong. They're not perfect, but nobody is. But they don't deserve what you're doing. And he's there crying and moaning about how unfair life is. And then to say he was forced out of the UK. Another lie. They changed their story more times than I change my undercrackers, I tell you. It's astounding to me that this should be thrown out now. And I truly hope and believe that justice wins and he does not get this. And then he skulks back off to America or wherever and stays there. Because in all fairness, if this means that he doesn't come over here, great. We don't want you here, Harry. We don't want you and your wife who you pretend to be in love with and your children that you pretend to have but you don't have with you. We don't want you here. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there are not children. There, at some point, whether it be children they've used, you know, I've said I do believe there is an Archie. I feel sad for them. I genuinely do, because they are, whatever is going on, there are people in amongst this lie fest that they've got going on, and that's wrong. But I have zero sympathy for Harry and Meghan. I have zero sympathy for the fact that they are in the midst of all of this. So I hope that Harry does not get anywhere with this. I think my rage will go through the roof if he does. But yeah, I just feel very angry. So no, Harry should not have protection, police protection. But anyway, I should breathe now. But let me know, as always, what you think in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? I'm sure there's probably other bits of information that I've missed out. Please bear in mind, and I've said this before, that I do work full time and I don't always get to do the research. I don't always have the time. So I do try my best, but there are times I get things wrong, times I miss things out. So just, you know, just please be aware of that. So also don't forget that my giveaway is now live, so you need to make sure that you put in the comments hashtag Christmas, what Christmas means to you. You must have PayPal and you must have been a subscriber up until well, when I first did it. If you haven't subscribed and you're a bit gutted that you've missed out on this, then please subscribe, because I will do them. I have done them before. I've done book giveaways, I've done monetary giveaways, I often do things, and so if you are subscribed, you won't miss out on that. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you get bored and you don't want to watch it the whole way through, then just fast forward to the end, because then that counts as a view. If you want to buy my bubble merchandise, you can do. You want to email me, you can do. I have a PO box if you want to send me a Christmas card, because I'm still getting emails of like, where can I send you something? Where can I send you a Christmas card? How can I write to you? There is a PO box in the description box of every single videos. So if you want to send me something, you can just go and use that. what else? I think that's it. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, whatever you are doing. Stay safe, stay warm, and I will see you in the next video. So as always, take care. I love you, I appreciate you, but most of all, I respect you. Mwah. Bye-bye.